Okay, so can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen? Megan?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just gonna mute you again. Okay, so here's my presentation. Try to get this out of the way. There we go. Oh, that's not good. Okay, there we go. Wake up and smell the recruiting. So we're going to get into the fact that, recruiting is the most important thing in this business. Hard work, it pays off later, and laziness pays off now. So, get to hard work and understand that this is a business. I got to make sure my slides are going to go here. Okay. Sales in this business make money now, and recruiting makes money later. So hitting Success Club 5 is important, and I like to say that amateurs join a business and professionals launch a business. Now, people come into this business and they join and they say, okay, so I'm part of the business. That's great. Well, a professional launches one. They say, you know what, I've got a business here and I'm going to make it something worthwhile to me, my family, and to everyone around me. The ability to bring some leadership, bring some excitement, bring some influence, and turn that into an organization where you can get a small percentage of a large number of people's effort compared to 100% of your own. This is a great quote. This is basically saying if you can build a big organization, a big team, that their efforts, their small percentage of a large number of people's efforts compared to 100% of your own is going to be greater. And it's going to in turn make you more money. Recruiting should be the number one goal. Selling is important. Hitting Success Club 5 is definitely a vital part of this business. But if you can build a team of like-minded people, you'll have an unstoppable momentum. Team cycle bonuses is where the real money is in this business. If you go through the compensation plan, you'll understand that team cycle bonuses make you money in the long run. That selling makes you money today, but recruiting makes you money for the long run. So you want to learn from the professionals. That's what I decided to do. I said, you know what? What are the people at the top doing? Who are the successful people in this business? What are they doing? So you want to learn from them. And so what are they doing? What's working in network marketing? So I asked the professionals who know it best, who have studied this profession, who have made money, books, audio tapes, studied their work until I knew every single word. And this is basically what they told me. Use tools provided to you or make your own. So I made my presentation the other week. Make your own. Have it your name. Use the tools within our back offices to provide, showing the business to people. Learn how to recruit on your feet. Every day you're on the street and you're saying, well, how do I meet new people? Well, there's a new person every day. The store clerk guy, anyone you run into, the mailman. I'll give you some examples to meet people later, but learn to recruit on your feet. It's important to explain the business within 2-3 minutes, and practice obviously makes perfect. You want to build a team. Again, like I said in the last slide, build a team of like-minded people, because this is going to generate more activity than just your 100% effort of yourself. You want to educate and understand them. So you want to make sure that they understand the business. If you're doing your job, you're educating them on what we do. If it's for them, great. If it's not, well, you did your job. That's great. Make sure you educate and have them understand what it is we do. Know the compensation plan. I bet you a lot of you out there who are watching this call don't have a clue what the compensation plan is. Go through it. Know how to get to the next rank. Know how to get to the top rank. Know where to get. The compensation plan is huge. That's how you're going to get paid in this business. So if you don't know the compensation plan, after this call, go and look it up. There's lots of videos on YouTube you can look, and they'll explain what the compensation plan is. Understand what it is to get to diamond or to get to emerald or get to ruby. Understand those things. There's steps to get there. Set work hours, whether you're part-time or full-time. Say I'm going to work today from 4 to 8. Set 4 hours if you're part-time, do 8 if you're full-time. Set work hours like this is a business, and treat this like the $1 million business that there is. There are people in this business making over $1 million a year. So they don't have anything extra than we do. They have, simple, the same products that you have to sell and that I have to sell. So treat it like a $1 million business. I want no more excuses from anybody. Excuses. If this is important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. So no more I'll do it tomorrow. No more buts. No more I can't. No more it's too hard. No more I'm too tired. No more waiting for it to be easier. No more putting things off. No more I don't have enough time. No more I'm not good enough. No more I would if I. So everyone has the same opportunity. Some grab it and others let it pass them by. So no more excuses. Just going to drink some water here. So, okay. It is called network marketing. Everyone comes into this thinking, oh, I don't have to work that hard. No, look at the title, network marketing. So basically, slow and steady does not win the race. Get out there and present the business to as many people as possible. Work your butt off. This business is not going to build itself. Turn off the TV, turn off social media, focus and say from this day forward, I'm going to give 100% to this business every day, all the time. Take the next 90 days and become an Emerald coach. Say today is the day, and 90 days from now, I'm going to be an Emerald coach. That's the most important goal. I'm going to make it, and just do it. Focus, and you will. Talk to Chaz about how to hit that and how he can push you towards hitting the diamond as quick as possible, especially in the next 90 days, and what that could do for your business. Strive for no's. I've got a new method. Instead of always looking for the word yes, because when you don't hear the word yes, you're very disappointed. Well, strive for the word no. Try to look for 20 no's a day. You can build a business off 20 no's a day. You'll never be disappointed. And when you do get that yes, well, then you'll know how to treat it. But if you're looking for no's, then you'll say, you know what, I did my job today and I got 15, 20 no's. You might not even have got a yes, but that day when you do get a yes, it'll be even more exciting. But strive for no's. This is not a lottery ticket. I go over that once and I go over that twice and I go over that like 100 times. This is not a lottery ticket. You have to work. Network marketing. Work hard, treat it like a business, and it'll then in turn treat you like a professional and show you the advantages of working hard. So you want to build a huge team. How do I do that? Well, you share the business with 10 people a day. How do I do that? You just do it. You find a way to do it. I'll get into that in the next slide on where to look for new people and how to share the business. I've got a lot of good ideas. If you can't get anyone to look at your business, then you're basically out of luck. You'll know what's going to happen in this business if you can't even get a single person to look at it. Use my presentation or make your own. Simple as that. If you want it to be your own and be able to talk to people about this business better, make your own presentation and practice it over and over and over again until you know it 100%. And you can pick up your presentation anywhere in the middle, at the end, and go backwards, forward and backwards. That's how much you should, know your own presentation or someone else's. Take mine and copy it exactly as it is and make it your own, and just, put your voice over top of it. Whatever you've got to do, get some kind of tool to show people the business. Record everything you do. I have a pad and paper here. It's my call sheet. It has a list of, it says the person's name, it says a telephone number, it has a date and a time, and it has a message. So every time I make a phone call, I write the person's name down, their number, and what happened. Did they pick up? Did we talk? Did they have time to talk right now? So that way I can go back and check my notes. Were they at hockey camp with a bunch of kids and they were coaching? So that way next time I call back, oh, hey, how was hockey going? How did the team do? How did the weekend go? How was work? How did that go? How was school today? You know exactly what goes, and it makes it a little bit more personal when you're talking to that person the next time you make a call. Detach yourself from the result. This one is huge. This one is the hardest thing for people to do. Detach yourself from the sale. Detach yourself from a new coach, because it's going to be very disappointing all the time. If you can strive to teach that person that, you know what, I'm not just focused in on you. I'm just focused in on educating you on what I do, and whether you sign up or not, that's totally up to you. And if you could do that in every single situation, you wouldn't be disappointed. So detach yourself from the result. Practice the process, like I said before, and learn how to invite. Like I said earlier, if you could learn to invite on your feet, you're going to be successful in this business. Have a business card, hand out the business card, practice your pitch over and over and over again until you have it perfectly. Don't just use social media. I mean, social media is great for connecting with people, but phone calls and personal interactions are huge. Practice the process of inviting people to an event, to your presentation, to an email, to whatever it is that you decide is going to be your tool to present the business to that person. And duplicate it over and over and over again until you have it perfectly. Like I said, forward and backwards, front, any way you can pick up the process of inviting that person. So where do I look for people that I don't personally know? I have a few different tools here. Some you'll know, some you'll don't. And, just take a look. So Kijiji and Craigslist. Craigslist I know is big in the States, and Kijiji is big in Canada. So, post an ad for a workout, for a challenge group, whatever it is, post an ad to try to get people interested, get some feedback, get some numbers, make some phone calls. This one's big. We've been doing it in Canada. You might want to try this one in the States. Classified ads for people looking for a job. Reach out to people who are looking for a job. They're desperate and maybe they want to get in shape, and this is the business for them. So find an email, get a template, write out a perfect one, copy it and paste it to every, to people that are looking for a job. Look through the sales. Maybe they're looking for a sales job. Maybe this is something they want to do. You never know. Reach out to people. You never know until you try. Ask personal trainers. So personal trainers can be huge for this business. Ask a personal trainer what kind of residual income they've got bringing in from sending their customers to GNC. Now I know we have GNC in Canada, but I don't know if they have it in the States, but just a supplement store. So, if the personal trainer is sending their customers to a supplement store, are they making money off of that? And they're going to tell you no, they're just sending them. And so why don't you introduce them to Shakeology? And if the personal trainer believes in Shakeology, that's important. They have to believe in it, that it's going to benefit their client. Introduce it to them, and that might in turn help you build, a business of residual income from Shakeology, right? So that could be huge, personally for your business and for them. So reach out to a personal trainer. You got YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. I know you guys already know that one, but YouTube, every week, spend 15 minutes, look for a video of someone doing insanity, reach out to them. They might already be a coach. Doesn't mean you can't be their friend though. Maybe they've got some ideas that you're not doing and that you can touch bases with them. So reach out to people. LinkedIn is great, Twitter, and of course you guys use Instagram. I personally don't use Instagram, but if that's working for you, great. That's how you find new people. Awesome. Facebook friends. Of course, we all do that one. I'm going to skip that one quickly, but we're going to go into workout groups or Facebook health groups. You have local groups. If you typed into Facebook just your town, wherever you live, and just typed it in, you could find tons and tons of local people doing like recipe exchanges, anything, you name it. This doesn't mean that you have to sell your pitch right off from the beginning. This is just to get the initial relationship going. I know that you all want to make money like today, tomorrow, but it does take time, and you need to build relationships. So send out recipes, or maybe it's a soccer group or a hockey group, and just talk to them, go out and meet them. And eventually you'll get to talking to your business if this is important to you. Business cards on store boards. So go into your local Starbucks, coffee shop. There are business cards on the boards. Grab one, and there's an email on it. You can email them, maybe a workout program, maybe join my fitness group. Give them a call. You never know. Maybe they're open to a new business. The call could be, hey, I saw your business card on a coffee shop. Are you open to making some extra money? I have a business that I'd like you to look at. We'll get into the invitation process later, but these are all things, you got to open up your, your method of operation every day. Look for new methods to meet people. Church events. Once again, you're not going to go to a church event and start pitching your idea. Hey guys, let's work out together. It's about a community. Church is all about community. So you want to go to these events and just become a part of the community. And eventually, over time, you'll be able to talk to them about your business, not right away. That's a great tool. The drive-through. Probably didn't spell through right, but anyways, drive-through is important. What you could do is, I thought about this the other day, is you could pay it forward, as they say, right? So go through the drive-through, maybe a coffee shop drive-through, pay for the guy's coffee behind you, have your presentation on a CD, and give it to the checkout, the drive-through person, and say, I'm going to pay for the guy's coffee behind me. Could you give this presentation to him or her? Maybe it's a CD on Shakeology, or maybe it's just a flyer. Maybe it's just a piece of paper. Maybe it's just your business card. But this, you might get a phone call. They might check out the presentation and might like them. The good thing about Shakeology is you could say, this could stop you from drinking coffee every single day. Maybe they were looking for something. Maybe they're addicted to coffee. You never know. You never know how things are going to work until you try. Look for gym space. So people who have space in the gym might already have a business going on. Maybe you want to present the business to them and what this business could do for them. So this in turn they could sign up new coaches within their own gym, like sponsors, like their clients who are coming to the gym. This is not like a big gym. This is like a personal gym. Somebody who runs the gym out of a garage, or runs the gym out of a dance studio, right? So look at those places and try to pitch the business to them, or teach them what Shakeology is and what that could do for their customers. So it goes back to personal trainers as well, because those are probably still personal trainers. This one's great. I heard about this one the other day. Drop cards in a bookstore. So go into a bookstore, get a business card, and go to the fitness section and drop your business card into a book. When that person goes into the fitness section, oh, whose card is this? Wow, Beachbody. Okay, let's look this person up. Maybe you have a website on there. Go to the business section. Go to the network marketing section. Slip your card in there. Oh, what's this? And boom, they look into it. You make the connection. This is something that I thought was a great idea and thought I'd pass it on to you guys. So these are a bunch of ways that you can meet new people, maybe that you didn't think about before. So we're going to get into the invite process, and this is only with a warm market. This can be used with personal friends, but I advise you not to. This is something that you want to use with people you're just meeting, or you have met a few times. But with like personal friends and family, obviously you want to get a little bit more personal with them, and you can talk a little bit. They'll trust you is the good word there. They will trust you with presenting the business to them, and they will believe you right away. Whereas these people, they don't even know who you are. So let's get into that. You want to be in a hurry. So I'm giving an example here. I don't have a lot of time to talk. I'm busy, but it's important that we talk. So this can either be in person or over the phone. So after we've got the other method and you've taught the person, you've set up a meeting with them to talk over the phone, this is your conversation. So you want to be in a hurry. People who are in a hurry people are respectful of your time. Oh, he's got a lot of things to do, or she's got a lot of things to do. Okay, he's taking the time to talk to me, so this is important. Okay, so it's important that we talked. You want to compliment the prospect. Find out, are they going to school? Are they working hard? Do they have a family? Did they win an award for something? This can be all quick small talk. Have you heard of P90X and Insanity? Oh yeah, you've done those. That's an amazing product, and it's an accomplishment for anyone who's finished a P90X or an Insanity. So and it must be real. Be honest. So find that out. Find out a friend who's done it, or you'll find something and you'll get good at this. So I've memorized this process to be perfect at it. And I wish I had made a recording to show you guys over the phone. I'll do that in the next couple of days and post it on our Team Acheive page. So this one's a big one. This is huge. If I, would you? So the idea is, if I sent you a presentation, would you watch it? 99% of the time, you're going to get a yes. Invite them to read an email or watch the video, of course, right? So it comes back to, if I was to send you a presentation that explains this entire business, would you watch it? Of course they would, right? They're intrigued. You've got them interested. You've complimented them. You've got a little personal with them. Now we're going to send them the presentation. Are they going to watch it? Probably not. So how do we get them to watch it? Confirmation number one. When do you think you could watch the video for sure? So now you're setting a time for them to watch the video. If they say, I'm going to watch it later, I'm going to watch it tomorrow or whatever, just say to them, I don't want to waste your time or mine. Let's lock in a time for sure, right? So the idea is to get them to set in the times that they've set to watch the video. Now, confirmation number two. So if I call you later in the day tomorrow, then you will have reviewed it. So the idea is that they will say yes twice before you get off the phone call, right? Confirmation number three, okay, I'll check back with you then. When's the best time to call tomorrow? Now they're setting up a time and you're setting up a meeting that they've set for tomorrow, right? Get off the phone. So after they've set up the time, a lot of people continue to talk. No, let the business tool talk for itself. Perfect. We'll talk then. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for your time. Right? So now put it in your book. Hurry up and write it down. You got the list. We're going to talk tomorrow. They've seen the video. They said they're going to watch it. If tomorrow, when you call, so we'll get into that. So we'll go over the process real quick. Let's do one real quick. Hey, so we're just going to do a quick call kind of idea. So, hey, how you doing? I don't have a lot of time to talk right now. I'm a little busy, but it was important that we talked. I seen that you put a request in on my ad site for learning more about what we do as a Beachbody coach. So I see that you've done Insanity. Anyone who's finished Insanity is just an amazing, it's an amazing, sorry, I have to start again. One more time. Sorry, guys. So okay, one more time. So it was important that we talked, but I don't have a lot of time to talk right now. I seen that you put a little bit of a request in on Kijiji, which I use, to learn more about the business. I seen that you finished Insanity. That's an amazing tool to better yourself with fitness. And I just want to compliment you in the fact that you finished that. I personally myself have finished Insanity, and I lost 30 pounds in 63 days. So you can see that we both kind of have the same attachment to Insanity. If I was to send you a presentation that explained the business, would you watch it? They say yes. When would you watch it? They say tomorrow. I say perfect. So if I called you later tomorrow night, then you will have reviewed it for sure, right? They say yes. Okay, I'll check back with you then. When's the best time to call? They say 7 p.m. Okay, perfect. We'll chat then. Sorry about that, guys. I needed some water here. Kind of having a little bit of dry throat. Okay, so now the follow-up. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just going to grab some water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So basically, you want to call back when you said you were going to call back. If you said 7 p.m., call them back at 7 p.m. Be professional about it. You're running a business here. Do what you said you were intended to do. If they don't answer, leave a message. No problem. Say, you know what? Hold on, 2 seconds. Okay. Be professional. So yeah, leave a message when you said you were going to do. Just say that, I was going to call back when I said I was going to call back, and here's the message. Call back tomorrow, call back the next day. Hopefully they call you back. If not, keep trying to call them. Don't pester them, but get that no. Like I had said earlier, work for that no. If they say no problem. You did your job. You presented them, you educated them, and you helped them understand what you do. And if it's for them, great. If it's not, maybe it's not for them today. Keep them in your contact book. Your contact book is big. This is still a person who is still interested in fitness. Have them add you to Facebook. Have them add you to Instagram. This is still can be a way. Maybe 2 months from now. Maybe today wasn't the day. Maybe 2 months from now they'll be ready to join the business. It's all about making that follow-up. So the idea when the follow-up call is you ask, did you watch the video? If they didn't, don't get mad at them. Just say, when could you watch the video for sure? Again, ask them one more time so that way they can set up another appointment and basically go through the steps again, and check back through steps through, see what the problem is. People are busy and understand that, I know life's busy, no problem. When could you for sure watch the video so that I can get back to you? Go that method. And after you say, did you watch the video? This can work. This can work for inviting people to the business. This can work for people buying workout programs from you. After they've watched the video, the greatest line you could ever say is, what did you like best? You're gonna just be amazed by that line. What did you like best? This automatically sets up a positive attitude to say, oh, they have to actually go into their mind, what did I like best? Well, I like the fact that I could make a lot of money, or I like the fact that I get to work out every day, or I like the fact that it was only a 30-minute workout. So now you've already got them thinking in the back of their head of what they liked best about the situation, about the business, about the workout program. So use that line. That one's huge. So closing lines. You want to know how to make the sale. I didn't write this down here, but this is a good one. You could say, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you on signing up in the business? Or where are you on wanting to do the workout program? On a scale of 1 to 10. If they say 10, boom, you're already ready to go. It doesn't happen all the time. Some of them say 5. If they say 5, your best line to say is, how can I get you to 8 or 9? What do I got to do to bump up that number? And see what they respond. Make sure you're listening to them. It's great to talk over and over again. That builds your ego, but it will steal from your bank account. Okay, so this is a good line. So based upon what you've seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time, right? So that's an important line. Approximately how many hours could you commit each week developing that kind of income? So you want them to already be committed to saying, you know what, how many hours a week could you commit to this? Number 3, how many months would you work to develop that kind of income? So you're getting some kind of commitment. So if you could get a 3-month commitment, then in turn, if they signed up, you would have that to kind of use. Say, you said you were going to give 3 months, or you said you were going to give 6 months, Okay, so if I was to show you how to make an income of blank, whatever they said, working the amount of hours they said, over a course of how many months they said, would you be ready to get started today? Now, this is something you, of course, will need to practice. If they say something like, I can only work one hour a week and I only want, I want to make $1 million, well, then you need to say to them, you're at a line. There's no way you're going to ever do that, or have a good rebuttal for that, saying, you know what, I'm going to need more of a commitment from you if you want to do that. You certainly can make $1 million, but you're going to need to put in more effort. So you've signed up a coach. That's great. Now what? You want to be focused in on this person. So you've got the coach. I like to call it the game plan talk. If you're going to be successful in this business, it's going to be you who creates the success, not me. And if you fail, it's going to be you who creates that failure, not me. You're going to be the difference between success and failure. I'm here to guide you every step of the way, but I can't do it for you. I'm here to work with you, but not for you. So these are great things to say to somebody who's just starting the business, because a lot of people coming into this thinking it's that lottery ticket again. No, you want to tell them right off the bat that I'm here to guide you and I'm here to show you, but I'm not going to build this business for you. This is now your business. Treat it like one. So if you could have this conversation the moment, maybe the next day after you sign someone up, guide them. So what do we got now? My job is to help you become as independent as quickly as possible from me. And ask them, do you agree that this is a good goal? Because when people ask you a question, you want to guide them to the answer instead of just giving them the answer. You want to say, well, you could find the answer here, right? So then, okay, next time they have that question, maybe I could go back to that section. Maybe that's where I need to look, right? The less you need to talk to your new coach about learning, tools, the better it is for you. This is another big one. There certainly are a lot of ups and downs as you build your business. There will be good times and bad times. I know when you're in one of the bad times, when you're not calling me, you're not showing up for team calls. If I start to hear excuses, that sort of thing. When that happens with you, it happens with everyone. How do you want me to handle that? So basically, do you want me to leave you alone or do you want me to push you? So the idea is to, get that out of them, let them know that there are ups and downs in this business and we've all been through them. It's in the back of some of our minds. Is this business worth my time? And when they go through that and they stop showing up for team meetings, we've only got 3 people on this team call. How many people are going to watch this team call later? So these are the ideas that at that point you want to go back and say, you know what, start getting on the calls, start being more active, get to that point. If they don't want that, then that's someone that you're not going to push. You're going to focus your attention to somebody else who wants to be pushed, so push them into the same direction that you want to be. Okay. So don't be afraid to hear the word no. This is the fear of everybody, is hearing the word no. I don't want that. You know what? Like I said earlier, if you could strive for the word no, if you could look for 20 no's a day, you would never be disappointed. When that final yes comes, that's great. Like it says at the bottom there, easy yeses becomes little successes. So that's saying to you that if everyone was so easy to sign up, then there would be little successes. So strive for 20 no's a day. And you're saying, well, how do I look, for 20 no's? Well, I gave you some ideas on how to look for new people. Maybe you have your own, share them. I'm putting the business presentation. I personally am putting the business presentation about 20, I'd say 10 to 20 people a day. If they say no, oh well. If they say yes, it's great. So again, I'm writing down and I've got a checklist in front of me that has a list off for 20 no's a day. And I don't always get there, but the idea is in the head to try to get there. And if you could put the business in front of that many people a day, people are waiting. So it's exhausting, of course, to hear the word no. But if you're looking for the word no, then you'll never be disappointed. So keep that in mind. The word no doesn't have to be a scary word. If you flip it on its head and are looking for the word no, then hearing the word yes will be great. So if you put it into your daily task to hear the word no, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get 20 no's today. How do you think that will do for your mindset? Instead of, I'm going to go out there and sign up 20 coaches today, and when you don't, well, then you're kind of disappointed. But if you go out there and say, I'm going to get 20 no's today, and you do get those 20 no's, and you say, you know what, I did my job today. I educated people, and I did what I had to do. If it was for them, great. If it wasn't, no big deal. You know what? But some are waiting. Some are waiting to hear this. Some people don't even know this